is a Scarecrow. I have this crow. He doesn't like humans too much. Now, take a while, sit down, and listen to the tales I have.
My dead brother gave me a look into the afterlife. Written by Kyle Harrison. Narrated by Jack Sanders.
My brother Vincent died when I was 6. He had choked in his bed. Didn't even know it until it was too late. He died in the top bunk, alone and struggling to breathe while I was at school. Mom said she found him a few hours after it happened. She blamed herself for not watching him more closely, and Dad left not too long after that. I promised myself afterwards that I would take care of Mom, but as years passed, that's been increasingly harder for me to do. It's not for lack of trying, though. I do my chores and help with the bills with a part-time job at the local cash saver. But Mom changed that night when Vincent died. It's not because she loves me any less, but I know she misses Vincent too. Sometimes she forgets to cook us meals, other times she won't pay a bill on time and she'll yell at me like it's my fault. I just keep my head down on those days and stay in my room. I can hear her downstairs laughing with some new boyfriend every other weekend. They get drunk and I know those men do awful things to her. But we don't talk about the next day. We don't talk about Vincent at all. I just want to keep Mom safe from everything, even herself, but I'm not sure I can do that anymore. And I'm not sure she wants to try anymore. I miss him so much. I looked outside of the neighbor's yard and I've seen the kids playing with each other and laughing. I haven't laughed in a long time. It's been this way day in and day out for much longer than I care to remember. And like the disease that took his life, my depression has been growing. I got down on my knees last night and asked God what to do. How could I ever move past this? To my surprise, I heard a voice. It was soft and reflective, but it was also familiar.
Come find me, brother,
it said. I opened my eyes from the tears I was shedding, and I looked towards the end of my bed to see a bright and strange hole forming in the middle of my wall. It formed and spread like some sort of puddle, pulsing with a power that lingered as I drew near into it. What is this? I asked.
Your freedom,
the voice answered back. I felt my heart beat a little faster and I took a tentative step inside. It was still in my room, but it felt warmer than it had a moment ago. The color from the walls was fresher than before, and the sounds of my little box television were clearly more cheerful. I looked around the room and then towards the bed, surprised to see my older brother sitting there. I sculled with the light and hugged him tight, trying not to burst into tears. Vincent, is this real? I asked. I didn't even want to let go.
Careful, little bro. It took me a lot of strength to get that portal open,
he said as he got me off his arms and then stood up. How have you been? I asked him.
Alone,
he muttered as he gestured around the quiet room. Are we dead? I asked.
I am, and for the moment while you're here, you are too. But your body still exists on the other side too,
Vincent explained. That's kind of cool, I admitted as I looked back towards the portal. You said it required a lot of energy to open the other way? I asked. I had a lot of questions. The world around him seemed so inviting. Wonder what other secrets it held. Why can't you come back to us? I asked him.
It doesn't work that way, I'm afraid. Once you're dead, there's no way to go back. I'm stuck, doomed to waste my days away in this wasteland,
he explained. What? You mean no one else is here? I asked. It didn't seem that bad at first. As though to answer my question, he guided me towards the door and showed it was locked. Then he moved to the window and tried to smash it, but everything just bounced off. Stop it, don't do that. If Mom finds out, she'll be so mad, I said frantically.
Don't you get it? The two sides aren't connected. This room, this space is all I've got. It's where I died, so I guess it's where I have to stay the rest of my eternity,
he muttered. That's horrible, I realized. I looked at the walls. They seemed a bit fuller than they had a moment ago.
I tried so hard to communicate with you in the past. It's been mind-numbing to feel you near me and be powerless,
Vincent admitted. How did you get a message across to me? I asked.
I didn't. Your heart opened the way. It opened because you wanted to be here, little brother.
he answered. Really? Now we can see each other whenever we want to? I ask.
No, I don't think the gate will sustain this much longer, to be honest.
He admitted as he walked towards the door again and said,
I was wishing that you might want to stay with me.
Stay? What do you mean? I ask.
I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to have someone to talk to do things with. You were my best friend, and I know you've missed me too,
he answered. But if I stay, won't that mean I'm dead too? I ask. He nodded with a sparkle in his eye.
I've seen you sulk around the house, like a lost little puppy dog. You aren't happy with Mom, and she certainly isn't happy with you. You stay, we can be happy together. We can be together forever,
Vincent said excitedly. I don't know, I said hesitantly. As much as I was happy to see him again, I don't like the idea of being trapped in one place for all eternity, even if it was heaven. What exactly would we do all day?
You said it yourself. You'd do anything to be with me. This is your chance. You don't ever have to be alone again,
Vincent said as he grabbed my shirt frantically. His eyes looked like they were hiding something. I looked back towards the shimmering gate. His offer sounded so enticing, but something felt wrong about it. Why are you trying so hard to convince me to stay? I asked. Vincent frowned and let go of my shirt.
What?
He said, surprised. The TV was almost quiet now. I mean, if you're telling the truth, then couldn't the portal just close and I would be here forever, right? I muttered.
What do you mean by that? You calling me a liar?
He barked back. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I muttered, looking down at my feet. The floor was drab and colorless now. He shook his head in disappointment at me.
I'm trying to give you a choice, bro. The choice I never had. Because I love you. I want you to stay, but I want it to be your decision.
He told me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have doubted you. I told him weakly.
There's something else you have to do if you want to stay.
He told me abruptly. The air felt colder, too. Somehow I could tell the tone of his voice had changed. He walked over to his bunk and reached under it to pull out a gun. What the? Vincent, what is that? I asked in shock.
You want to be with me, right? Then you have to pull the trigger on the other side.
He told me, gesturing towards the gate. What? No, I can't do that, I said as he passed the gun to me.
This is the only way we can be together. You have to do it,
he said, his voice frantic and strained. The TV was just showing static. The room around me was no longer warm and inviting. I stared at the gun, noticing the chamber wasn't completely loaded. Something didn't feel right. Why? I asked. Vincent frowned at me as he paced around the room.
Seriously? Why are you asking me all these goddamn questions?
He asked me in frustration. I mean, I could die any sort of way, right? A car accident or something, and then I could come find you, I said.
Listen to me, you little prick.
He boomed as he got up in my face.
This is the only way. It has to be this way. You'll have to do it soon, and the portal won't be open much longer.
He snapped. And if I don't, and the portal closes? I asked hesitantly.
Then we can never be together again. Ever. Not now, not ever.
He told me. The air was so cold. I cocked the pistol, and I looked down the barrel of the gun. It would only take a second. I can't do it, Vincent. I can't. I stammered as I started to sob like a baby. His eyes got heated, and he shoved me back towards the wall.
Quit being a pussy and pull the damn trigger,
he yelled. You're scaring me, I stuttered.
I'm sick and tired of being in this hellhole alone. I'm gonna get you in here one way or another,
he said as he kicked me to the floor and climbed on top of me. He placed his hands on my neck and started to press down on my windpipe as I struggled to breathe.
Stop fighting it, you're not leaving, you belong with me,
he shrieked. I tried to kick him off as I struggled to breathe. Couldn't believe he was doing this to me. The gun was only a few feet away from me. I reached for it desperately and shot right next to his ear. I wasn't trying to hurt him, just to break free from his grasp. He stumbled back in shock and I got up, preparing to mumble an apology. Then the facade of the Vincent I knew faded away, and I saw what was truly left of my brother. His eyes were dark, sunken, and filled with fire. His skin was eaten away by maggots, and half his face was blown off near his right ear. His skin was sickly and covered in lesions and boils. He reached for me, looked for desperation in his eyes. I realized now that this had been a trap all along.
You have to come with me. You have to.
His voice screamed as I fell back into the world I was familiar with. I could see his dark reflection standing there, glaring at me as I held the gun firmly in my hand. He was begging me to finish the task, to join him in that hell. If I didn't, he would be stuck there forever, alone, filled only with his hate. I looked towards the window again, and I heard the sound of that same laughter. The world felt more empty without Vincent, and definitely lacked the same color as it did when he was alive. But as I looked towards that grim phantom, I remembered how the colors and the warmth had faded there, too, as I was starting to realize that maybe the emptiness in my heart could be filled again. He stared back at me as the portal faded into the ether, as he realized what choice I had made. The path that had opened up in my heart, unlike his, was now locked tight. I found myself alone with the gun still in my hand. Now, 2 bullets were missing from the chamber. Walked downstairs where my mother was preparing her dinner, clutching the gun firmly against my chest. She gasped when she saw it, and tears welled up in her eyes. "Mom?" I said, my lips trembling. "I want to talk about what really happened to Vincent."